What's up, Group Coach Nation? Let's talk prospecting. It is a prospecting day because you know why? Every freaking day is a prospecting day. Yep, it's true. I am wearing my bike shirt today. It has bikes on it. Bikes here in the subject line, and yeah, prospecting is like riding a bike. Let me explain this to you. So here is the number one. I truly think probably the number. I don't even think this. I think I could prove this. Yeah, I really think I could. I think I could go back to a bunch of other coaches and experts that I know in my world, and you could do the same and prove this with real data and just real impressions from like real people doing real successful work. It comes down to prospecting, folks. It always does. I so hate to say that because prospecting is hard. Now, let me kind of talk about what we're talking about here. I'm not talking marketing. I'm not talking about designing your logo. I'm not talking about doing things that are kind of soft around the edges. I'm talking about like actually reaching out to real people and prospecting, like reaching out to people and saying, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm up to. Would you like to join? Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm up to. Do you know somebody who'd like to join? Here's what I'm up to. Why don't you come join my Facebook group? Why don't you join my LinkedIn conversations? Why don't you join me on Clubhouse? Why don't we have a conversation on Zoom? Actual asks, like real deal asks. And I'm not saying asking for the business right in that moment. I'm saying asking for relationship. That's prospecting. It's so nice and comfortable to sit back and run marketing plans. It's so awkward to prospect. But everybody who's successful in this information sharing business will tell you that prospecting absolutely matters. And everybody who's successful with any marketing plan, if they have it on autopilot right now, it's because they dialed it in with prospecting. You can automate the organic, you can automate what happens in real time with real people, but you have to know what that is. You have to start with prospecting. I've been in this for quite a while and we still prospect. We're still not running automation. We still actually do direct prospecting. That's what my organization does because it works. It really does work. So let's talk about what in the world you're supposed to do with it. If you don't have a way to prospect, let's think of one. Okay. If you do have a way, do the work, get the results. I learned a long time ago. Some other coach told me this. Chris, if you don't have a way to predictably generate on profile leads, you don't have a business. You're just getting lucky. I don't want to get lucky, folks. If you've gotten referrals over the years, that's so great. If you've had just the best luck ever with being in networking circles and going to conventions or going to a chamber of commerce or whatever it is for you, and you've gotten awesome clients, fantastic. But you got to have a way to predictably generate on profile leads, or you're just getting lucky. You're not really running a business. Rock, what's up, buddy? Man, it's great to see you, Rock. Yeah, buddy, right? Me and you both. Prospecting is where it's freaking at. Okay, let's talk about what work to do because we all hate doing prospecting if we're not sure it's going to work because prospecting takes energy and that energy requires us to have a plan. Otherwise, it just falls off. Okay, find the prospecting method that works for you. I don't know a simpler way to say that. I'm sorry I didn't give you a direct answer, but everybody's a little different in this, right? And your product or service is a little different in this. Ultimately, though, the world has made this very, very easy for us. All right. Social media platforms are killer for this. Things like Podmatch, Alex Sanfilippo's gig, Podmatch, where all the podcast hosts and guests hang out. There's so many platforms. Matchmaker.fm, you might have heard that one. There's so many platforms out there, not just your favorite social media platform like Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Instagram or Clubhouse or whatever. All these platforms label people. I go in there as a user of all those platforms, and me or my team actually type in, here's a description of Chris Williams. What's up, JL? Dude, good to see you, bud. Welcome to the party, man. We all type in descriptors of ourselves, and then we all throw these life events, work events, personal, professional events into those systems, and we talk about ourselves. And all of a sudden, the algorithm and you and me can find out who people are. We can make connections. It's so fun, right? Use that to your advantage for work. I promise you, particularly if you're in the high ticket sales space. If you're in Group Coach Nation, you're here because you're selling group coaching programs. Typically, masterminds, that's what we're here to teach you how to do, right? The purest, best form of this group coaching experience is a mastermind. Those are high ticket sales. We're not here to teach you how to sell $1,000 things, folks. If you're wanting to sell $1,000 items, go somewhere else. This is not for you. We're here to teach you how to sell high ticket programs. That could be a done for you. It could be a one-on-one coaching or a mastermind setup, right? A lot of people who have masterminds are still doing some one-on-one and still doing done for you services. There's great combinations in there. We've talked about those in other times. Here's the thing. We're here to sell high ticket stuff, which means you don't need to sell 1,000 of them this month. You simply need to sell 10, right? Go sell 10 people at $10,000 and make 100 grand this month. And I'm not trying to say, go make a bunch of money in a second. I'm saying, no, it like, that's how it works. It really does work that way. That means though, that when it comes to prospecting, you can reach out to a very select group on any platform you want and find those people. If you want to sell 10 people, you might need to reach to 100 people. That's okay. Because it's easy to find 100 people who are your ideal buyer online right now because they label themselves. JL, that's so true. I've been getting clients from, oh yeah, from Alignable, just joining in on the conversation in the groups. Yeah, right? Pick your spot. Alignable is a great one. Pick your spot, folks. And don't think, oh, there's the newest, latest, greatest spot, and I got to go jump on that one. JL, I'm so glad you brought this up. You got to pick a freaking spot that works for you. Because here's a little secret. The audience you want is on every platform. They really are. You might think, no, TikTok's just for teenagers or TikTok's just for people in. No, I promise you there are 60-year-old billionaires on TikTok consuming and promoting material. Get on there if that's your thing. Clubhouse, well, I'm not a good speaker. I can't do Clubhouse. Then don't, right? If you're better on LinkedIn and writing out long form posts, do that. But I promise you, your people are there. But here's the thing. It's not, if you're going out there just creating content, dumping it on LinkedIn, what I'm doing right now is a good example of this. All right. Right now, I'm on StreamYard and I'm going live on YouTube. Hey, thanks for the shout out, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm going live on YouTube, going live on a Facebook group, and going live on LinkedIn all at one time. Cool. This, by the way, is not prospecting. Okay. Just being honest. This is comfort food right here. It's pretty easy for me because I like talking. I like looking at the camera. It's easy for me to go out and do this kind of work. This is marketing. Okay. There's a difference. Typing in a long form post and posting it on LinkedIn, finding somebody else's awesome inspirational post and reposting it on Facebook, or joining in on a conversation on Clubhouse that doesn't have any direct outreach is just marketing. All those things. And what I'm doing right now is just marketing. This is the comfort food. All right. If you want to get on like the real plan and you want to go all in, you got to like do prospecting. You got to actually look people up, make a connection, invite them to what you're doing, and have a relevant conversation. Many of you that are watching me right now, I've direct outreach to you, and that's real prospecting. And the only reason I made a direct outreach to you is because I honestly thought, hey, you're a person who would be awesome at what we do. Like, we should connect. We can benefit each other. You're doing cool things. I'm doing cool things. Like, how can we help each other? And then inviting you into a real conversation, a real community, a real honest, like, this is what we do. How can we help? That's prospecting. And it works. That's hard work though. And it's not hard work because it takes 8 hours a day. It honestly doesn't. When I first built our first mastermind under our old brand, this is pre-pandemic, all that stuff. It was like 2 or 3 hours a day that I was spending, or my team was spending prospecting, just finding like, I think this would be the right person. Let's start a conversation with them. 2 or 3 hours a day, folks. And 7 weeks later, we had a full mastermind, our very first one, because we just did very intentional prospecting. I didn't have a big following. I still don't. If you look me up, I'm not a huge following kind of guy. I'm a quality kind of guy. And you can do the same thing. In this mastermind world, high ticket done for you services, high ticket one-on-one consulting, or high ticket group coaching offers. High ticket, notice the theme there. You don't need a huge audience. You need a very direct way to prospect. Look your people up, define who they are, and have meaningful conversations. Do that work. Thank you for reaching out. You bet. Oh, I can't see your name. I'm going to actually look you up right now. Thanks for saying that. I'm going to look you up right now in Facebook just because I can't see your name here on, you're welcome to post it on this video. But on StreamYard, it didn't show that stuff, but I'll find you here. Hang on. I really appreciate you saying that. That's super cool, actually, by the way. Thanks. Jason, we've been hanging out for quite a while, right, bud? Jason, you bet. Jason's a great example. We actually do real outreach. I've actually reached out to Jason. There you go, Jason. Yeah, thanks, man. Um, I've actually reached out to Jason and made a connection. And this is a great real-time example of prospecting. Jason and I have a relationship. He's in the Group Coach Nation community because we did prospecting. Now, that's not creepy, folks. That's not weird. That's not pushy. That's just me saying, hey, Jason, you're a guy who's doing cool stuff. You should look at this model. This might work for you, right? That's so fantastic. Like, that's the way the prospecting universe works and should work. Yes, there's lots of things we can do from a larger scale standpoint. This video right here is a great example of that. We'll repurpose this a ton. But the real deal, the real action, the real connection works when you make a human to human outreach, even via social media. All right. Prospect, folks. All right. The reason I have biking on here, let's talk about this bike thing. And this, I'll leave you with this because this really works. If you want more of this stuff at groupcoachnation.com, obviously there's tons of free stuff there. Here's the reason this bike analogy works. Prospecting is like pedaling a bike. Okay. Think about this. We all love riding bikes. If you don't know how to ride a bike, go rent one, try it. It's so fun. Figure out how to ride a bike. I have a bunch of bikes in our shed. Electric bikes, pedal bikes, all kinds of bikes. Just love bikes. Riding a bike is not about steering, and balance isn't about balance on its own, okay? Riding a bike is about momentum. You have to be pedaling a bike to make the bike work. You really have no business turning the steering wheel or trying to balance unless you're just a pro biker and you're just sitting there still looking cool at a traffic light, right? Which is super fun to watch. But for most of us, pedaling a bike is where the momentum comes from. You can start steering, you can turn, you can go somewhere, you can keep your balance, all because of the pedaling. I don't actually know what that's called. Is it centrifugal force or momentum or whatever it is? Whatever the science behind that is, the physics of that are freaking amazing. Once you start pedaling a bike, the balance, the turning, everything starts happening. It's all about pedaling. Pedaling is prospecting. If you're not pedaling your business entrepreneur bike, you're going to have a hard time steering it. You're going to have a hard time reaching those goals you have for this year or this quarter. The goals you have for you and your family, the goals you have for more time and freedom and money, the goals you have for writing that book and impacting that community and speaking on that stage and selling a number of things. All those things happen because of prospecting, because of pedaling. People think, oh my gosh, you've gone 1,000 miles on your bike. You've made all these amazing strategic decisions, Chris. That's so cool. Honestly, it's not that cool. It's just consistent pedaling. I just pedal all the time. Let me say that differently. I'm not a hustler who works 80 hours a week. I pedal strategically every day. That's what I do. I have strategic outreach to strategic people, and I pedal every business day. I don't pedal on the weekends. I don't post anything on the weekends. You'll hardly ever see me post anything about my personal life. I'm not that guy on social media. I'm just here to help people build high ticket masterminds, high ticket group coaching programs, or help you sell your high ticket done for you one-on-one consulting. We talk a lot about that too. But really, once you crack the code on high ticket group coaching programs like masterminds, everything else is so easy. All your funnels get easy, all your e-courses get easy, all the automatic sales get easy because high ticket group coaching sales and execution actually promote and produce all that stuff. The reason I'm successful, I want to say this again, is not because I've made the most amazing strategic steering decisions on my bike. The reason I'm successful is because I prospect strategically every business day, 5 days a week. Me and my team do strategic prospecting. If there's anything I think about on an ongoing basis in my business, it's strategic prospecting. That's it. That's it. Can't oversimplify. Okay, it's inertia. Inertia. Thanks, JL. Thanks, man. Got our science guy in the room. Inertia. Prospecting is the inertia, like pedaling a bike is the inertia for biking. Once you get momentum, you can go up hills, you can cruise down hills, you can turn left, right. You can go from New York to California. My neighbor across the street from me, where I live, their daughter is biking around the world. So cool, right? I've asked her, like, what's it all about? The funniest thing is I was thinking, is it gear? Is it culture? Is it your cool bike? Is it about fixing flats fast? Is it about the camping stuff? Like, is it about having the best strategic route? Her first instinct, first thing popped in her head. She said, it's pedaling. It's a lot of pedaling. I was like, there you go. I didn't say it to her right then, but I was thinking, that is prospecting. It's peddling. Go out there and prospect, folks. That's all I got for you. Go out there and prospect. We say all the time here, do work, get results, right? The work, the most important work you will do is strategic, intentional prospecting. Get out there, know who you're going for, and ask them to join what you're doing. You don't have to go out there and make a direct outreach to someone on social media and say, hey, click my link, sign up for my free download. No, come on, folks. We all know that's weird and creepy. None of us like that. But reaching out and saying, I see what you're doing. You're doing something actually really cool. And I think we could help each other, or I think what I'm doing would actually add value. Like, no pressure, just being honest. I think we could add value. You're welcome to just look in for free and stalk what we're doing. That's prospecting, but it's a direct, intentional outreach. Most of you who are watching and hearing this right now came from that model that we have used, just simply intentionally prospecting. You know why we do it? Because it works. You know why we do it? Because we meet cool people like you. You know why we do it? It's because cool people like you need what we do. Now flip all that around for a second. You know why you should prospect? Because you're going to meet cool people. You know why you should prospect? Because cool people who are doing awesome stuff need what you've got. Like, don't hold back. And you know why you should do it? Because it simply works. That's it. Go prospect. Do the work, get the results. Welcome, as always, to go over to groupcoachnation.com where there's tons more of this stuff. Wherever you're finding this content right here, there's tons more of it. We have all this stuff here for you for free because we want you to grow and learn and change. Get out there, do the work, get the results, go through the paces, do the prospecting. You know what to do. Be the boss out there. See you guys.